After being away from the live room for about a week due to the Independence Day holiday over here in the States, I was pretty excited to get back in the room this Tuesday. Now, one of the pairs that I looked at early on was the Aussie dollar, where we had actually multiple trading opportunities set up. The first was a double top right here, as noted by these two gold circles. That happened right before the trading room opened. However, what I was looking for, again, was a structure-based trade. We saw that the market had recently broken structure, and again, just using my basic knowledge of harmonics, meaning we have our low, we have a higher high, followed by a higher low, followed by a higher high. I was expecting a retrace into this structure level and then a bounce off higher. If we bring in a Fibonacci retracement, we'll see that we have a 382 coming to that level as well, which gives me even more reasoning. So as you can see, the market came into this level. I took an aggressive entry. Market did bounce up, and here's where it gets kind of tricky. Now traders, as you know, when we have a double top and a retracement down breaking the last structure level, we're also going to be on alert for a potential 2618 trade. So we not only had a trend continuation trade going bullish, but we had a potential bearish 2618 as well. So it was an interesting debate we had in the room on which one to take. Do I want to take trend continuation, or do I want to wait for the 2618, or do I take both? Do I take trend continuation and then stop and reverse into the 2618, or do I just stay away? And well, let's just say a couple traders took some different techniques. Me personally, I took the trend continuation, was able to ride this trade up to get target ones hit around here. We had some other traders in the room that took target ones off of the trend continuation trade a little earlier and stopped in reverse and entered the 2618 around this area, and then fought the battle, came down and hit targets. So some of us won on one position, some of us were able to get profit on both positions. But it was cool to really demonstrate to the traders how you can basically play the market both ways and make profit. Wednesday was probably one of the busiest yet most boringest days we've had in the live room. Not boring as far as conversation and lessons learned, but boring because price action really didn't do much. We started off the day by entering a few trades right at the opening bell of the live room, and basically as soon as we got involved, the market just started consolidating, going sideways, going up 5 pips, down 5 pips, not really giving us much action. Now, throughout the day, we did take 5 trades, which is a lot for me in the live room, but then again, we had 5 valid setups. I'll go over them real quickly. We had pound yen here. We had a Gartley pattern that was actually inside a channel, which, as you can see, obviously lost. We had a Gartley pattern on euro dollar, which ended up giving us target ones up this way before being taken out on trail stops. We had dollar CAD, which was a structure-based trade around this area, which ended up being basically a break-even trade. After price action got about halfway to our initial targets, I rolled stops based on structure and ended up getting taken out for I think -2 or -3 pips, something very small. So basically a break-even trade, but technically have to count it as a loss. And then dollar Swiss, which if you've been paying attention to the market, you know has been doing the exact opposite of euro dollar. So we had the same Gartley pattern on this pair as well, which rolled over to be a winner for basically everyone in the room but myself. Unfortunately, I got stopped out. Now, out of these 4 trades, if you're paying attention, there's only been one winner out of these 4 trades, and most traders, especially younger traders at this point, will think to themselves, man, I took 4 trades, I've only won one of them. I might as well just shut down shop for the day and stop trading. I have if I take 3 losing trades in a row, I should just quit. And here's a prime example of why you want to stick to your plan and you got to keep trading. Our final trade of the day was here on pound dollar, which was a kiss of death trade. Basically, we had a double top up here. Market came down. We retested the double top, and as you can see, the market rolled over and rolled over quick. And what happened is we ended up getting both targets filled on this trade. Target 1 looking about right here, target 2 down here somewhere. And what ended up being a day that seemed pretty bad, taking 3 losses earlier, with 1 winner out of the first 4 trades, ended up being a very profitable day. And I didn't even realize it until I was adding up the stats later. I had that feeling of a boring day where trades just weren't completing the way I thought they would be, and I expected to fill out our spreadsheet and see some red numbers. However, when I did so, I was pleasantly surprised to see that we actually ended in profit. And that just goes to show you that, when you have a proper risk-reward ratio, meaning when you're shooting for proper targets, you're not getting scared and taking out small targets, maybe 5 pips and I'm out. When you're shooting for the correct targets, based on what the market is showing you, and also when you have stops in a position where they're away enough from the market to be safe, yet not so far that you're taking unnecessary risk, you don't have to win 7 out of every 10 trades to be a winner. You can have a day like this where you only win 2 out of 5 trades and you still make profit at the end of the day. So Thursday was a pretty boring day, and Friday was pretty close to the same. We did have a couple trades we took. I took 2 trades on the Aussie, 1 trade on a dollar CAD today. But the example I want to use for the review actually comes from a trade that we didn't take. What you're looking at now is the Euro Yen on the 4-hour chart, and this is a trade we had for our syndicate members, but it was a completed bat pattern. Now, today's day trading gave a good example of not only how your higher time frame analysis can help you out on the smaller time frames as well, but how you can use the smaller time frames to actually get involved in a higher time frame trade. Now, we looked at this trade on Thursday when it completed, and there were a couple traders that barely missed their entry. The market came down as low as 96.42. I know a few traders in the room had their entries down at 96.30 and didn't get a chance to get involved. So what I told them was, hey, well, you always may have another opportunity if the market bounces up, comes back down, gives us a double bottom as we see, and we can actually look for a way to get in this on the 5-minute chart. Now, if I scroll down and let's just say I delete all this, we'll see that these lows back here are the initial lows of when our bat pattern got filled. And this was yesterday around 9 o'clock. You can see the market came off that level, basically went sideways, and eventually retested it. Now, if we do some analysis on the 5-minute charts, you'll see that we actually have a AB equals CD pattern that formed right at the bottom, right here at 96.46. And we can even draw a little, I forgot where I had it from in the room, I think from here to here. We can even draw a smaller one in there that completes basically at the same level. Then, of course, if we wanted to, we can draw on some Fibonacci extensions. We'll get a 127 down there. We can take it from this ABCD as well, get a 127. Basically, we can set up our own reason to trade at this level on our lower time frame analysis. So just based off using our CTS score, we could have a trade entry or a reason to enter a trade right here. Then it's up to you whether you want to continue this trade on the smaller time frame, maybe shoot for target 1s looking like probably up here and target 2s up here, or you can play the whole thing like a bat pattern on the higher time frame and just shoot for the bigger targets, which would have been or which are going to be up here probably near 98.55. Or you can do a combination of both and taking your first targets off here, your normal first target exit for the 5-minute charts, and then instead of taking your trail stops or your second targets off at this level, maybe you trail them up to the first target on the higher pattern completion. So a bunch of different scenarios, and it's pretty cool to look at. And again, a great example of how you can not only use the higher time frames to kind of get an idea and an edge of which way you want to trade on the lower time frames, but vice versa, how you can use the lower time frames to actually get involved in a higher time frame trade that you might have missed. Hey traders, I want to end this week's live room review with sort of a bonus round. It was a comment I received on our Facebook group page earlier this week, which I thought was pretty cool. Lax says, "Hi traders, I've been a full-time pro trader now to similar time as Akil. I've been involved with his live room from the first day he opened the door. My reason for joining was not to get trading signals or to learn about trading. I joined purely to be around traders while trading. Trading can be a lonely business when you work alone from home. Being in the live room makes me feel like I'm part of a very good trading family. Last week was a holiday over in the US, but not here in the UK. I didn't realize how much I missed the live room. Although I don't need to be in there to make money, it has now become a part of my trading life, and I now miss my trading family very much every time there's a holiday. For those of you who are not involved in the Akil's live room, you have no idea what you traders are missing. The monthly subs are so inconsequential compared to the benefits. Akil does an absolutely amazing job of running the room. Thanks, Akil. Just don't take a holiday." And I thought this was pretty cool, not because it says nice things about me, which is good, but Lax is a very good trader. And again, we've been trading pro for about the same time. And as he mentioned before, he does not need to be in the room to make money. And there's a lot of traders in the room like that. However, it's the atmosphere and the trading discussion that makes it worthwhile for him. And I agree. I was doing day trading. I was trading way before I started running the room, and it's boring. Not only is it boring, but I often get distracted by TV or the internet or music, and I end up missing trades. Being in the live room, on my behalf, it helps me stay focused as well, and it helps me to see a lot. Lax, he trades a strategy called the Fibonacci failure technique, which is one of the techniques we learned in the original Pro Trader course. Something that a lot of the newer members don't learn because it's not being taught anymore. Well, not being taught the same way anymore. And it's actually happened that there's a few members of the live room that have adopted this technique and have been having pretty good success with it. So it's cool to see some of the other benefits. And I preach all the time that the point of the room isn't to be there and make money and get trading calls. Even though that's good, that's a plus. Things are always better when you're making profit. But the idea is to come and learn and just have a controlled environment where you can just talk and discuss trading. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I appreciate it, Lax. One last thing is, I don't think I've told you guys about this yet, but I do have a blog, www.iambusiness.info. It's not for profit or anything like that, so I'm not worried about promoting it. But there was a cool story that a former Pro Trader client, Ted, wrote for my blog about the recent events at PFG. I was a PFG client. Not a lot, but a few of the members of the live room were PFG clients. So it's been a rough week for all of us. But if you get the chance, check out the article he wrote. It's titled "Our Recent Situation," and it gives some pretty good insight, some pretty good positive insight on the situation. I'm a type of person that tries to look for the positive in any situation, and Ted does a great job of allowing me to see that. So if you get a chance, check that out. Other than that, hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you back in the live room Tuesday.